A crazy trade happened yesterday between the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to talk about how it could relate to the Detroit Lions, at least from the rumor perspective. Also, we have an insane 7-round mock draft from Yardbarker. Got to talk about that. Very intriguing one itself. And looks like the Lions have little interest in Baker Mayfield. We'll just touch on that real quick. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a real sound and smart idea to go up to your boss and slap him in the face like Will Smith, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because we took all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. As sometimes being a Lions fan, you probably can get unemployed. Also, make sure you take that like button with you and let that bad boy get gone. Let's get into today's Lions rumors.
It's LeGarrette Blunt here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man.
Hey, Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch MicroMike on YouTube.
Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron. Big shout out to MicroMike and the YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
Reports came out today that the Detroit Lions have little interest in Baker Mayfield. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, in all honesty, because tomorrow I dig a little bit deeper on this issue, so just get ready for that tomorrow. But as soon as the Baker Mayfield trade speculation began, the Detroit Lions was one of the teams mentioned as a potential trade partner with the Cleveland Browns. Why? Because we have Dorsey in the leadership, and he seems to be like a guy who's fired up, and that's what the media jumped into. But they also forgot to mention that we have a quarterback right now in Jared Goff, and it costs a lot of money to get Baker Mayfield. So if the Cleveland Browns were to trade him and they were to take on his cap, that's quite a bit of money. So the speculation is they'd have to cut the cap, nearly take on all the money, Cleveland Browns that is, and give up a less draft capital. Still, I really do believe the Detroit Lions are not trading for Baker Mayfield, but definitely got to talk about it right now as that came out, and I'll definitely get bigger into this situation tomorrow. Right now, folks, we are at 21,222 subscribers. The goal right now is 21,300. Why? Because I'm trying to climb that Chat Sports ladder. They got all these channels up there: the Dallas Cowboys, the Las Vegas Raiders, Miami Dolphins, Chicago Bears, Kansas City Chiefs. What about the Detroit Lions? Trying to make some noise from that front to take the Lions to a better light for a big media. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, do it right now so you don't miss out on the latest news, rumors regarding the Detroit Lions. Brad Holmes' draft strategy, folks. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now, or what I'm not seeing. I think that is the view of this topic here. Generally speaking, in years past, you look at Mayhew, Quinn Trisha, everybody kind of knew what the selection was going to be. Is anyone any surprised with the selections we've had in the past? I mean, T.J. Hawkinson's, all the way back to Matthew Stafford's, the Quinn Trisha era. You kind of knew the Okuda. You knew the pick's going to be. Matter of fact, Quinn Trisha says, Matthew Stafford's our quarterback. We ain't taking a quarterback. Well, how'd that work out? By giving away your strategy. Right now, with Brad Holmes, it's kind of been very quiet. Not a lot going on. You're not hearing a lot of rumors regarding who they're going to take. Other teams, you're hearing quite a bit. You know, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Giants, New York Jets, the Philadelphia Eagles. You're hearing a lot from their camp, but you're not hearing a lot from the Lions here. Matter of fact, we've had touched base just on Jared Goff. We believe in him. There was little nuggets here and there, and we're seeing that there's scouts and Brad Holmes going to a Kayvon Thibodeau work day, but you can't really pull them out because they want to see what's going on. Other than that, it's been extremely quiet. I love that. I love the concept of the Detroit Lions not showcasing what they're going to do. As a person who covers the Detroit Lions every single day, it's quite difficult to pin what Brad Holmes is doing. Last year, you know, it was the hardest for me to pin what the Lions are going to get. And I ultimately settled that they're going to draft Penei Sewell before the NFL draft. That was my mock draft. Hey, got it right. But I tell you what, when I was doing it in comparison to Quinn Trisha when we started on YouTube, it was way harder. I could nail what Quinn Trisha was doing fairly easy. I knew they were taking Okudah, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson. Much easier to align what they're doing, but when it comes to the Detroit Lions of Brad Holmes, it is much harder to determine what they're going to do. So I am happy that this is taking place. That is a strategy, and I approve of this message. We'll see going forward exactly, how this strategy goes forward, but it's a good one at best for me as being a person who covers this team. Should the Detroit Lions trade with the New Orleans Saints? Now, if you don't know, New Orleans Saints made a massive trade yesterday with the Philadelphia Eagles. And a lot of rumors came on that could it be trading up for the Detroit Lions? Because obviously you got the Detroit Lions and you got the New Orleans Saints, the connections there with Dan Campbell and staff. Let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no if you would make that trade right now. We're going to get into this trade here because if you don't know, the New Orleans Saints traded with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Saints got an extra first-round pick, basically. We don't need to determine what they get next year because that's irrelevant to the Detroit Lions. But they picked up an extra first-round pick. As soon as this trade happened, people are suggesting it doesn't really make a lot of sense for them to just make this trade now and sit where they're at. You'd assume it would be for a trade-up scenario, whether it be for a quarterback or maybe they want to get elite left tackle like Iku Ekwonu or an Evan Neal. So, as soon as the trade was made, PFF, our own brass here in Detroit media, local media, was talking about could this be a trade where the New Orleans Saints were just trying to get enough capital to move up to the Detroit Lions. Here was the compensation that was made by one of the analysts for that deals with the Detroit Lions. The New Orleans Saints would trade up if this would happen to the Detroit Lions. They would get the second pick. The Detroit Lions then would get pick 16, pick 19, pick 98 in the third round, and a 2023 second-round pick. So ultimately, the Detroit Lions would have 3 first-round picks. They would have 1 second-round pick this year, 3 third-round picks, and a second-round pick next year. That is a bold trade, to say the least. The same analyst did a mock draft, and we're going to talk about this mock draft right now. And in his mock draft with this trade scenario, let me know if you guys would actually do this trade. This was his mock draft that he did starting out here. It's a big one, folks. Round 1, pick 16, he selects Garrett Wilson. That is from Yardbarker, Ohio State. I think that to be an interesting selection. I honestly would probably go a different route. I'd look at Devin Lloyd at this selection, potentially. But Garrett Wilson, one of the best wide receivers in this year's draft, understand it. Because we only got DJ Shark on a 1-year deal, you would upgrade the offense. But I'd like to look at Devin Lloyd at this pick. Then at pick 19, he goes Nakobe Dean, linebacker, Georgia. I do like Nakobe Dean for sure. I think he'd be a fantastic pick for the Detroit Lions. He's fallen to 32 in many mock drafts. If the Lions took him at 19 and Garrett Wilson, we need a linebacker for sure, no doubt. So I think that's a fine pick. Boye Mafe at 32. I love this selection here. Edge, Minnesota. Boye Mafe is a game changer, folks. Love Boye Mafe. That's my boy. Get after the quarterback. Underrated edge rusher. Great pick there at 32. 34, Daxton Hill, the safety out of Michigan. I love it. We need safety. And right now, I'm happy. We got 4 starters immediately. Daxton Hill solidifies a position of need. Immediately upgrades the secondary. I'm fine with it. Then he goes Trey McBride, the tight end out of Colorado State. I think it's a little too rich for me to go tight end, even though we got multiple third-round picks here. A little bit rich for me. I may look in a different direction. Cornerback could be an option. Maybe going another linebacker. We need help at linebacker. but we do need help at tight end. Cam Taylor-Britt, the cornerback. Just talking about the cornerback, I have no issue with this selection here. I think the Lions do need help at corner. Be a nice depth piece. Move on to his next selections here. He has the Detroit Lions in with the next third-round pick, getting Neil Farrell. I actually had him in my mock draft. I love this selection. I think he'd solidify the defensive line. Be a great piece, again, adding to Levi Onwuzurike, Lee McNeil, solidifying the defensive line. The defensive line is much improved between 2 years. If this was to happen, we have a very good defensive line and a young defensive line. I freaking love his 5th-round pick here, Smoke Monday, safety. I love Smoke Monday. Big physical safety. You add him with Daxton Hill, and you got Tracy Walker and the young corners that we already have in this football team. Love this freaking pick. Underrated selection. I've have him in many mock drafts of mine. I think Smoke Monday would be definitely a Dan Campbell type of guy. Josh Rivas, guard from Kansas State. I have no problem going guard here or even tackle. It's always good to get depth at a position of strength. We have injuries last year in the offensive line. I have no problem with that at all, and especially with Haley as our offensive line coach. He would definitely do a good job. We have a good young offensive line, no problem. Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver, Baylor. Reports came out today, actually, that the Lions covet this speedy wide receiver from Baylor. Want to get speed there. I think this would be a value pick in the 7th round. I think he could actually be a piece that could make the roster. The 53-man roster is a speed guy. He could compete, maybe even get the punt return opportunities as well. Nothing wrong with getting speed and taking a chance in the 7th round. And finally, McCormick, right there, running back. Again, it kind of be like the Jamar Jefferson selection here, taking a pick and a running back. I have no problem. When you're in the 7th and 6th round, folks, you just go BPA, regardless, even if it's a strength of position, because that's how you're going to get better. So I have no problem the Detroit Lions going ahead and selecting a running back at that spot, even though we have a really good running back position. You know, looking at this mock draft, I'm telling you, man, that trading down scenario just opens up the field for the Lions in a big way. You really could fill this team out big time. I think I'd do it. I think I'd do the trade down. I know I didn't really want to trade past 10, but man, when you look at the options there, having 2 first-round picks and a next year's 2nd-round pick, you have an opportunity next year if you want to get a quarterback. If Goff doesn't work out, you can package. You'd have 2 second-round picks. You'd have 2 first-round picks to move up to get your quarterback, and you've surrounded this team with so much talent. This team would win fairly quickly. For this mock draft alone, I say I'd give this a B+. I think I wouldn't go Garrett Wilson that early. I think I would move it with Devin Lloyd. I like Devin Lloyd a little bit better, but I understand it. I love the Smoke Monday. Let me know in the comment section what you grade this mock draft right now. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know. In the upcoming videos, folks, we do got the One Pride podcast on my channel on Thursday, so get ready for that. Going to be a really fun show. Me talking about tomorrow 5 players the Detroit Lions have been linked to trading for that we just seem to cannot get out of our rumor mill. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Mailbag segment on Saturday. Going to be a video that's all about you guys, what you put in there, so get ready for that. And the draft coming up in a couple weeks. If you ain't subscribed, do so. Follow me on social media sites that you see right here. With that said, folks, adios.